YouTube, what is up? So you obviously clicked on this video because you're probably pretty stinky at hitting, or you just want to get better. And as you can see by my beautiful team and my ranked rating, that I'm the guy that's going to teach you how to get better at hitting in MLB The Show 23. Now, this isn't some like, oh, you got to just practice, put your strike zone camera on, get your PCI on the bat. It's not going to be one of those BS videos that all the YouTubers do. And as I have done in the past, I think I've made this video 3 times in the past shows, and obviously I've changed how I hit a little bit. So there's going to be some different things that I say in this video that will help you out tremendously. Now, before we start the video, make sure you follow me on all my socials so you don't miss out on any content that I'm going to be dropping in the future. I just finished my first season playing baseball at Merrimack College, and I'm going to be dropping some IRL content on my TikTok, maybe on my YouTube in the future. Make sure you guys follow me on all those socials listed on the screen, and make sure you follow me on Twitch because I'm going to start streaming on there a lot more often. And once we hit 500 followers on Twitch, I'm going to be giving away a $10 PSN card to anyone who follows or supports the stream. Honestly, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but once we get there and once we have like a solid viewership going on Twitch, then I'm going to be giving that away. And make sure you drop a like in this video. We're going for 2 likes on this video. I don't know if we can hit it. Let me know if we hit it, because I probably won't look, so please let me know. Now, as you can see, my batting averages with some of these cards on ranked seasons only, I swear I haven't used Kyle Tucker in Battle Royale at all. Oh, can you? Yeah, you can't sort it by that. So Kyle Tucker hitting 459, parallel 5, only ranked season. Now Chipper I may have used on Battle Royale like 1 time, but 411, this is all ranked seasons on Legend, Hall of Fame. Babe Ruth just got him 413. So I obviously know what I'm talking about here, so make sure you take in all this information. I'm going to show you exactly what I did as I've been playing this game since like MLB The Show 12 or something on the PlayStation 3, but I'm going to be telling you guys how to get better at this game, because I know a lot of people on my TikTok recently, because I've been posting on there. I know I haven't posted on YouTube in like 2 years. It's actually crazy. I'm going to make a return, don't worry. Now we're going to run through the settings I use just briefly. Like, this doesn't make too much of a difference, but obviously if you're not using zone, you're going to want to be using zone hitting. This is the PCI I use. You can copy it down. You can use like literally whatever you want. I just like this because I like to have a little bit of visibility. Set it to 50% because I like to see the ball. I think it helps a little bit. In camera, I use strike zone, obviously. I feel like it's the best one. Usually if I go through a rough hitting stretch, I'll switch to zoom. But that's only to get my play vision back. If I start swinging at every single pitch, then I'll switch to zoom, take some pitches, learn to read some pitches off the zone. But strike zone is the most competitive camera that you guys are going to want to use. So before we even get to anything hitting related, the first thing I want to stress is that you guys have to find a way to reduce the input delay from your controller to when the game actually like swings to when you press X. You have to reduce the input delay to the maximum amount that you possibly can. So the first way that I found to reduce input delay immediately, it helps a tiny bit, is to change your communication method on your controller to use USB cable. Now obviously if you're sitting far away from your PlayStation and you don't have a long enough cable to plug it in, then you obviously can't do this method, but I cannot stress it enough that you need to have your controller plugged in with the USB cable, and make sure you switch this to use USB cable instead of Bluetooth, or else it won't work. But this helps tremendously with timing, because you know, it just reduces the input delay from when you hit the swing to when your guy actually swings the most. And the second thing to reduce input delay is if you're playing on a big TV, then that's obviously a problem. Usually some models of TVs have a game mode setting. You have to like search up your model of TV and figure out how to get there on the menu or whatever, because it's different for every single TV. But if you can afford it, I would definitely recommend purchasing a monitor. It doesn't have to be like the most expensive gaming monitor. I used to play on just a normal 32-inch small TV with game mode on, and that worked. And you can also buy like a 27-inch like cheap monitor for like 60 to 70 bucks on Amazon. That works perfectly if you're trying to reduce your input delay. So now I'm going to tell you how I actually hold the stick, because it's probably different than you do at this point in time, and it's probably different than you've like ever seen. So what you're going to want to do is place your thumb 90 degrees into the analog stick, and this just helps you with having more control and more precise movements with your PCI and cause you to have less slamming. Like if you have your thumb straight on there, you just low pitch slam like this, slam it, and then a high fastball, most of the time you'll slam it up and be above it, chop it in the ground. And you probably noticed the little purple stick thing going on my controller. That's called a Control Freak. I would definitely recommend purchasing yourself some of those. They go for like $16 to like $20 on Amazon, and they help a lot with also making precise movements, because that's what this game is all about. Small, precise movements. You don't want to be slamming the PCI all over the place, because that just leads to weak contact, missed PCIs, being off time, all of that. So I know it might feel weird at first, the 90-degree thumb thing I got going on, but I can't stress it enough. It helps me just have an accurate PCI. So now we're going to get into actually how I warm up my finger pre-pitch. I know that sounds weird as well, but it's just like in real life. When a batter's trying to get their timing down or whatever, like you got to be able to time up your thumb or your finger, whatever you're using. I just use your thumb. But you got to be able to have your thumb ready to go. While the pitcher has the ball set, I'm doing these tiny little movements, like little circles, half circles, down in the zone. And that helps me just get my finger warmed up. You can do like full circles like this. You can do side jabs, little jabs, anything before the pitcher is about to throw the ball to get your thumb warmed up to move to different locations in the zone. And then what I like to do, right when he's about to throw the ball, I slowly move the PCI up and in. So I'll do all my warm-up movements, half circles, and then right now slowly move it up. And look at that. That thing is murdered. But this is my timing mechanism. You have to find one that works for you. You can try mine. It would most likely work, I hope. But this is probably the most important part to hitting, because if you're not on time, you're not going to be able to hit fastballs. You're going to be late on fastballs, and you're going to be so early on breaking balls because you're going to react quick, slam the PCI because you're not on time. Look at me just being horrible. So once again, little small ovals, and then right when he's about to release the ball, slowly drag the PCI up and in. You can start the PCI, you can drag it up and out towards the pitching arm. I just like up and in to every hitter, because I feel that's where people try to beat you the most with pitches. So this is where we get into the good stuff here. This is how you really lock in your PCI and practice hitting online. While you're offline, you can practice this offline. This helps a lot. This helped me get good at hitting on Legend. It helps you get good at hitting on literally any difficulty for playing Battle Royale. That's an all-star. This will help you a lot. Determine whether a fastball is coming or an off-speed is coming. So you're going to want to go into your sliders, and you want to turn up the fastball pitch speed all the way up. And also, you make sure you're practicing on Legend. You can practice on All-Star with the pitch speeds up. It probably doesn't matter, because the fastballs come in fast with this on. But this will help you get on time for fastballs. You can detect fastballs because, they're just so much faster. And you can actually start to see the difference between a fastball and a breaking ball out of the pitcher's hand. And this will help you sit back on off speeds and get ready for the fastball. So I would typically, before I play ranked seasons, I would do this to warm up. I'm facing Nolan Ryan on Legend. And see, his 12-6, that looked normal. That was just a normal Legend breaking ball. Let's see if we can throw a fastball. That thing. Look at that sinker. It was 96. It looked like it was 125, but it's what you got to do. What you got to do, man. You got to be able to hit those fastballs on any difficulty if you want to be good at this game. But I can't stress it enough with the warm-up, and you got to practice hitting the fastball. That just is 135 miles an hour. You're never going to see that online, and it's honestly hard for me to hit. Okay, so I said it that he only throws fastballs to any part of the zone. So this is basically what I do to warm up for when I'm playing a Legend ranked seasons. I'm getting blown by 97. It's more like 137, but I can't stress it enough. You gotta do these little PCI warm-ups. Blown by again. It's hard. It's hard. It's gonna be hard, but once you start timing it up and seeing the fastball out of his hand, you'll just get better. And then you switch back to your normal difficulty, All-Star, Hall of Fame, whatever you're playing on, Legend, normal sliders. There we go, mashed. But yeah, like you just gotta warm up with this, man. This is what I do. If I'm struggling hitting online, I'll just come into here, practice with this, and you know, I'm usually good to go after. Okay, so once you start hitting the fastballs and you're on time with those, then you can turn up these pitches right here, just have them all even, and then you're just going to work on your pitch recognition, because this is the most important part of playing this game. You got to be able to recognize the off speed, you got to be able to recognize spin on the ball, you got to be able to recognize fastballs out of the hand, and just the more you practice it, the more you get better at it. This is how I got to where I am today, hitting on this game. Look at that, saw the spin on it. We don't like the high end curveball. Now I want to talk about different PCI placements that I've used in the past or I still use today, and obviously it's different for each person. You can start it all the way up and in, you can just be here, but make sure you always keep the 90-degree thumb. Get your little warm up in and then start it up here, wait for a fastball. I just didn't go blue. Alright, you can start it down. I used to be able to, I don't know why I can't anymore, but like slowly drag it down right before the pitcher's coming, as like sort of a load for a hitter would do in real life. So you do the warm-ups and like while he's in his wind-up, slowly drag it down. And that used to help me be able to flick up to high fastballs and stay on off speeds. You can start it right at the pitcher's hand. Whatever you want to do, whatever you feel comfortable with. I just like gradually moving it in towards my hitter, because I feel like that helps me hit all pitch locations. So now we're back without the sliders after doing that for a little bit. I'm back on normal legend difficulty, and you just want to sit here and warm up till you're good and you feel that you can recognize pitches. You got to be able to see spin on sliders, sinkers, all that. There's a little curveball, detect the spin, move the PCI down to it, because if you didn't notice, you can see the spin right out of the hand on if it's a fastball. So if you didn't notice, you can see the spin out of the hand. If it's a fastball, it will usually just be like a white blur if the guy throws hard. Sliders will have that little spin towards the away part of where they throw it. Sinkers just down and away, arm side run. You got to be able to know what different pitches do. So if you can see here, Nolan Ryan forcing fastball, that just usually rides straight. And the sinker would go down arm side, circle change down and away arm side, a little bit slower than a 12-6. It has that kind of pop and top spin. So I usually, every time a kid would bring in a pitcher, I'll hold R2 and see what pitches he's throwing, just so I can like see what I'm looking for, and you can just negate any other type of PCI movements that you need to make. So realistically, against Nolan Ryan, the only PCI movements I have to do are like down, up for a fastball, down and away, and down, straight down for the 12-6 curveball. And by knowing what the pitches do, it helps you out tremendously, because you can just delete every other type of PCI movement that you have to do out of your mind, and you just have to worry about hitting whatever pitches the pitcher's throwing. So once you feel comfortable and you've practiced on legend enough, go ahead, switch it down to your normal difficulty, and you'll be able to he'll just be a much better hitter, trust me. Alright, so that's basically all I have to show you guys today to get you guys better at hitting. I know it's probably the most common thing people look for in this game is, how do I improve my hitting? How do I get better? How do I rank up in the divisions? All that. And that's basically all I do to become a good hitter on this game. And it won't just happen overnight. You got to keep practicing it. I've been playing this game for a long time, as I said before. And over time, you'll just be able to detect pitches and move your PCI to where the ball's moving by seeing the spin, seeing the pitch out of the hand, all of that. But that's basically all I have. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you drop a like. And if you've made it this far in the video, make sure you drop a comment down below saying you're the GOAT, because I don't know who else is out here teaching you guys this stuff. Most of the other YouTube videos I've seen or that have been posted in the past, it's just a bunch of basic stuff like hitting settings and, oh, you gotta just wait for the fastball, all that. Like, you gotta be able to hit all pitches in this game. It's the only way to move. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.